Have you ever tried to change your habits only to find yourself back in the same cycle of disappointment? You set out to eat healthier, wake up earlier, or exercise regularly. But after a week or two, the motivation fades. What if I told you that building lasting habits is not about sheer willpower, but about understanding how your brain works and applying small, sustainable changes over time? In this video, we're going to reveal how to build healthy habits that not only stick, but change your life. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the tools to transform your future. Before we dive into how to build habits that stick, we need to understand why habits are so hard to form in the first place. Think of your brain like a machine that's wired for efficiency. The brain loves routine. It's designed to do things automatically. When you're starting a new habit, it's like trying to rewire that machine. It takes time, repetition, and a lot of patience. We all know how hard it is to wake up early or change our diet. But here's the truth. The brain is resistant to change. It craves comfort and familiarity. New habits force the brain to work harder, creating friction. But with the right strategy, you can overcome this resistance and build lasting changes. The first key to building habits that stick is to start small. You've probably heard it before, but starting with small wins is the most powerful way to set yourself up for success. You're not going to run a marathon by trying to run 26 miles on your first day. You start by running a mile, and then half a mile, and then eventually the whole race becomes possible. Studies show that small wins release dopamine in the brain, the same feel-good chemical that motivates us to keep going. When you accomplish even a tiny goal, your brain is rewarded, which encourages you to repeat the behavior. For example, if you want to develop a consistent workout routine, start with just 5 minutes a day. As you complete those 5 minutes, you'll start to feel a sense of accomplishment. Over time, you'll naturally increase the duration because the act of achieving small goals builds momentum. Before we dive into the next strategy, quick pause. If you're finding value so far, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. This channel is all about helping you build a life you're proud of. And hey, if you've ever struggled with staying consistent, drop a comment below saying, "I'm in," so we know we're on this journey together. Let's keep going. The secret to making a new habit stick is not just repetition, it's also connection. One of the most effective strategies is habit stacking, where you attach a new habit to something you already do every day. Let's say you already brush your teeth every morning. Now, imagine adding a habit of stretching for 2 minutes right after brushing your teeth. Because brushing your teeth is already deeply ingrained in your routine, the new habit of stretching becomes much easier to incorporate. Over time, the stretching becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. This approach leverages the power of your existing habits to create new ones, making the process smoother and more natural. One of the most powerful ways to influence your habits is by changing your environment. The truth is, the space around you shapes your behavior more than you realize. If you want to eat healthier, keep fruits and vegetables on the counter and make junk food harder to access. If you want to be more productive, declutter your workspace and eliminate distractions. Studies show that people are more likely to stick to their habits when their environment supports them. If your environment doesn't align with your goals, you're constantly fighting against the pull of temptation. For example, if you're trying to read more, keep a book next to your bed. If you're trying to exercise, set up your workout clothes the night before, so they're the first thing you see in the morning. Changing your surroundings can make a world of difference in how easily you form and maintain new habits. When you're building new habits, consistency matters far more than perfection. In fact, trying to be perfect can be one of the biggest barriers to success. Perfection creates pressure, and that pressure leads to frustration. When you slip up, and you will, don't let it derail your progress. Imagine you're trying to eat healthier. You might slip up and have an unhealthy meal. Instead of beating yourself up, focus on the long-term pattern of eating healthier meals. One slip doesn't undo all your hard work. What matters is getting back on track and staying consistent. The key is to treat yourself with kindness, not perfection. To understand how habits form, we need to break them down into loops: cue, routine, and reward. These three elements create the foundation of every habit you have, good or bad. Cue. This is the trigger that sets the habit in motion. It could be a time of day, an emotional state, or a location. Routine. This is the behavior or action that follows the cue. Reward. This is the feeling or result you get from completing the habit. It's the reward that reinforces the loop and makes it stick. For example, every morning when you wake up, the cue, you go for a walk, the routine, and afterward, you feel energized and accomplished, the reward. This habit loop reinforces itself, making it easier to continue over time. The beauty of habit loops is that once they're established, they become automatic. The more positive rewards you associate with your new habits, the stronger they become. Building lasting habits doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. In fact, research suggests that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, but it can take even longer for some people. So don't expect to see results immediately. This is about long-term change, not quick fixes. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. The key is to stay patient even when you don't see immediate progress. Your brain is rewiring itself, and that takes time. But here's the beauty. Every day that you show up, even when it feels like you're not making progress, you're building momentum. The final piece of the puzzle is self-compassion. When we talk about building healthy habits, we often focus on what we should be doing. But it's just as important to acknowledge your feelings and struggles along the way. When you slip up, instead of criticizing yourself, practice kindness. Understand that progress isn't linear. It's a journey full of ups and downs. The more you treat yourself with compassion, the more likely you are to keep going, even when the road gets tough. Self-compassion builds resilience. It gives you the strength to continue even when you encounter setbacks. The final step to making healthy habits stick is to integrate them into your lifestyle. Don't see them as chores. See them as a part of who you are. If you make health, productivity, and well-being a core part of your identity, your habits will naturally become a seamless part of your life. You're not just a person who works out sometimes. You're an active person. You're not just a person who eats healthy on occasion. You're someone who prioritizes nutrition. When your habits are aligned with your values, they become much easier to maintain. So, there you have it. The keys to building healthy habits that stick. Start small, anchor your habits to existing routines, change your environment, embrace consistency, understand habit loops, be patient, and practice self-compassion. It's a journey, but with time and dedication you can transform your habits and your life. Remember, the most powerful changes are those that happen slowly, steadily, and with intention. Your future self will thank you for the healthy habits you build today. Stay consistent, stay kind to yourself, and most importantly, keep going. Because you have everything it takes to create the life you want. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on personal growth and living a healthier, more fulfilling life. Let us know in the comments. What habit are you working on right now? Thanks for watching.